A little bit of spirit, a little bit of charisma goes a long way in building your team and you're building your organization. This next speaker is a United States Double Diamond director, and he knows a thing or two about how to build and create a team that has synergy, that promotes collaboration between its peers and maximizes its results. How many of y'all want to maximize your team's results? Let me hear you make some noise. Of course. So to tell us even more about it, Expo, make some noise for Double Diamond director Scott Olson.
How we doing today? How is it to be in Vegas? How far can I walk out here before I go right off the tip of this puppy? When I first came out here the other day, I thought, man, this is scary. This is kind of on the edge of everything. So I'm going to back up just a little bit if you don't mind. Hey, it's really good to be here with you today. Like you've heard, it's been like 2 years since we've been together and done a live event here for Expo. But we're here, we're back, and you're here. That's what's really important. Today I'm going to talk about team building and synergy, but before I do that, I want to tell you just a little bit about who I am and a little bit about my background and my experience. Let's bring these slides up. If they'll come up. They're working on it. There they are, bam. So that's me 43 years ago when I got married. That's us today at the Garth Brooks concert just about a month and a half ago in Utah. And this is a little bit of our tribe, part of our team. We have more grandkids that are in this picture, but every year we get together as a family and we tell our children that their children, our grandkids, are welcome to come to our home and attend what we call cousin camp. Parents are not allowed. So it's grandma's and grandpa's rules that we set when those kids are there. And this is a picture of us. We've done this now for many, many, many years. And every year, these children that come, they have to qualify to be a team member to cousin camp. They just don't show up. We don't want diapers. They have to be able to make their own sandwich. There's no bottles allowed, milk bottles. They've got to be a little bit more grown up so they're a little bit responsible, so they're not crying for their mama all the time while they're there with us for a week. Because what we do is we just pour into them as grandparents to these little children and try and help them understand what really matters in life. And we want them to know that they're a part of our family and they're a part of this team and this band, this organization that we've created. And truthfully, that's really about the same thing it is with each of us in this business. I gave my children advice and counsel as they got to an age where they started dating and trying to figure out who they were and to find the right person that they were going to join hands with and spend their life with. And I always used to say, they'd say, Dad, how do I know it's the right guy or the right girl? And I said, you'll know. But what's more important is to make sure that you are the right person inside today, now. Do all you can to be the right person so when that opportunity comes, not only will you know, but they'll know, and you'll bind together and become a unified new unit and a team. And really, that's the same way it is here with us. And we're going to talk about team unity. We're going to talk about synergy and the power of what that really means. But I want you to know that sometimes when I got involved in this business, I was 19 years old when I got exposed to it. I'm now almost 66 years old. So that's 45 plus years ago that I first heard about this business. And it took me some time to figure it all out. I just didn't jump in and was a part of a team, a big team, I actually truthfully felt completely alone when I started out in this business, very alone. And I know that for each and every one of us here today, we're all trying to figure out and sort our way through understanding what this business really is all about. And it's important for us to get out of the dark and find the light. And sometimes the journey, you feel like you're honestly in the darkness and not knowing where to really go. But I want to help you try and understand today, more importantly than anything, you are not alone. You're not alone. First of all, you have a gigantic $700 million this year company behind you. If you could only see what's behind this screen, it's like having to go through a jungle of cords and power bands and amplifiers and cameras and everything in order to run this event. So there are so many people behind the scenes that are helping put this event on. Not only are they here locally, but we're streaming around the world. And I've had the opportunity over the last 40 years to travel into many, many countries and have the opportunity to build organizations and build teams and learn from everybody and anybody that crossed my path. I'd like to shout out to the country of Brazil. I'll be there in Expo. I'll be in Expo in Brazil, November 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if any of the Brazilians that are watching, bom demais, bom demais. We're going to be all over the world. We're starting off here, but we're moving to different markets and different countries to be involved in this expo, to bring it to you. Today, I wanted to kind of bring to you a little bit about the importance of team unity. And I want to read something. You got all these people up here with their high-tech iPads, computers. Look at me. I got an old worn-out book I'm still reading from. Why? Because it's just simple for me and easy, and I like it. The team starters are the people most often in the spotlight. And as a result, they get most of the credit, and the people on the bench are liable to be neglected or overlooked. In fact, people most likely to discount or discredit the contribution of the bench may be the starters themselves. Some key players enjoy reminding substitutes that they are riding the pine. If you don't know what that means, in the sporting world, sometimes you're not quite a starter, so you're riding what they call a pine wooden bench. You're a bench warmer. Well, we've all been bench warmers in our lives. And the bench, in my opinion, is the most critical part of the team. Because the coaches, the starters, they have other people they can rely on, they can reach to, they can put in, that can do things that some of the starters can't do and won't do. The bench is indispensable. It is indispensable. And today's bench players on a team will soon someday be the starters on that team. For an example, I don't know if a lot of you follow sports or football, but back in 2000, Joe Montana was riding the bench. And he sat there for about 2 years for the San Francisco 49ers, and then he got put in, and he was breaking records like you've never seen before. The entire time that he was doing that, another young man by the name of Steve Young was sitting on the bench, riding the pine, waiting for his opportunity. And when that opportunity came, he stepped up, he stepped in, and he woke up the world in the NFL and the football world. He was breaking records that people never imagined could have been broken. You see, they were bench warmers, but you know who they are today. We were all, at one time or another, on the bench. I clearly remember starting in the business, being scared to death, sitting in an event like this, in the farthest seat that I could find, clear in the back of the audience. I was afraid. I was scared. I didn't have a clear picture on what I needed to do, but I knew I wanted to do it, because once I understood at a young age what this business was, the model, the leverage, the power, the freedom that it offered, it became to me unstoppable. And I became unstoppable. And along the journey, I had many people that were my team members, that were the stars on the team, that were saying to me, some of this I heard 25 years, 30 years ago, Scott, you don't have the horsepower to succeed in this business. You don't have the correct mindset to succeed in this business. You will never make it. Well, I'm here to tell you, those people that said that to me 20 and 30 years ago, they're not here today, and I am still standing here building this business. And you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. I don't care what your background is, what your experience is. You have a team that you can look to and become a part of. And it's important that you be a team member. Nobody can build this business by themselves. You cannot do it. It's literally impossible to build the business. You don't sign up and then just go sit in a hole somewhere in the dark. You don't do that. And if people, you heard the keynote speaker talking about rejection, I can't even tell you how much rejection I've heard all my life. And my attitude was, thank you, I appreciate that, but I'm moving on without you. Because if you spend your time focused on the rejection and on the negative and on the things that people tell you where you cannot, will not, and should not be in this business or accomplish anything of any great value, you're listening to the wrong voices. The voice you need to be listening to is your own head, your own heart. And never, ever let the dream stealers take away your vision, your dream of what it is you want, not only for yourself, from your family, for your friends, for your team, for the organization. But my belief is that today, network marketing is the last bastion of free enterprise. It gives you the ability to go out and create whatever you want in your life. There's a lot of wonderful businesses out there, but I am telling you right now, there is nothing as powerful as being able to work with people and leverage your life and help them leverage their life in time and products and the ability to expand your business throughout the world. I've had the opportunity to be at the Jeunesse Arena in Brazil in front of 20,000 people. I've been in Tokyo in front of 20,000 people. I've been throughout Europe. But it didn't start that way for me. It didn't start that way for any of the leaders up here. It started very humbly in the very beginning when we were all afraid. There's no way I could have come out here and stood on the stage and said 5 words to you. I'd be stuttering the whole time. But now people say to me, Scott, why are you still doing this business? You could have retired and left a long time ago. And I said, yeah, it's because my life's been blessed. And now I want to pour into other people and pass on to them. If it's happened to me and others, it surely can happen not only to you, but for you, for your families, and for all the people that are near and dear to you in your life. So we sit here today. The bad news is we could have more people here. So there's a few people here. But the good news is there's only a few people here. Not a few. You know, we've got a crowd of people here, but it could be 10 times this. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you that the opportunity here in the United States is wide open. It's wide open throughout the world. But what we've gone through in the last 2 years has brought people to a screeching halt, and we're putting the bits back in the mule's mouth and putting those reins on, putting the saddles on, putting our feet in the stirrups, and we're getting on, and we want you to join with us and come on that ride with us. We want you to. It's critical. Synergy and team building is important for you to understand. So here's something I want to read to you. I will pull out my high-tech phone here now, okay? Team synergy takes the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts and applies it to teamwork. The positive synergy enables team members to be their full selves at work with their unique life experiences, perspective, talents, and communication styles. We're all different. We all operate differently. But every single person has value that they can add to the team. So as you grow, as you build, you might sit here today and feel like you're alone. Okay, start recruiting your team. Start talking to people every day, everywhere you go. And start rebuilding and building and building and building. And if it fails, guess what? Start over and do it again. I can't tell you how many times over 40 years I've rebuilt teams and rebuilt people, and people come and people go. So what? The most important thing is that you're not going. You're staying. You're committed. You need to get riveted in your mind and in your heart. Why are you in this business? Why are you sitting here today in Las Vegas? Whether you drove, flew, took a train, why are you here? Remember what it was that brought you here, so that when this event ends in the last 3 or 4 minutes, people are up cheering, and then you walk down the hall, you go to your room, you get in your car. Don't forget about the feeling that you had here, because you are a part of a team, a huge team. Now go build your team and do all you can, because when a team is being built, they are unstoppable when that synergy gets inside, not just their head, but in their heart. One of the most powerful videos I think I ever saw, I showed it here 5 years ago, and I've had a couple of people say, you need to show that video again. But I want to show you the power of what a team can do when a locomotive engine starts, and it starts pushing its way through the Rockies with snow like that deep, and it's unstoppable. If they'll put that video up, we'll watch that and listen to me as I talk to you about this video. There's no stopping this train. But what's more important is what's behind the train. See, the snow's deep. The challenges are in front of that engine, but it's not willing to slow down. It's not willing to stop. Look at this. Look at the power of this thing. This is how you need to build your business. This is how you need to think in your head and in your heart and be a part of a team. It's just pushing through this. It doesn't matter what's in front of it. It continues to push all the way through until it hits these snowbanks, and bam! It's clearing the way for everybody else. Clearing the way for everyone else. The Jeunesse train is leaving the station. Are you on the team? Are you part of what we're about to do? Because we're in a massive rebuild period right now. And part of team building is mergers and acquisitions. I've seen it. I've been through it. I saw what this company did when they bought Monavie in 2015. And we went out and started rebuilding everything all over again. But look at the train, what it's pulling, all these cars that are behind it. That is a team effort. There's no stopping this thing. This is how you need to think and be and build. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. And the company has brought on all this incredible talent that you've heard on the stage in the last day or two, they're all part of this massive transition as where we're going. And the fact that you're here and you want to be a part of this and you want to be on this train, it's not stopping. Look how long that thing is. It cleared the path. That's your job. That's my job. Remember, promise me this one thing. I want everybody to stand up. Please stand up. I want you to repeat the words after me. I won't quit. I won't quit. Come on, let's go. You need to be the train. Get on this Jeunesse train. We are not stopping. Thank you very much.